most inventions have, I guess, a purpose to them. Like, they have a meaning for it. That they're invented for a reason, for people to use them and to benefit from. But one invention that I think has real, like, no value or purpose is the television. The television to me seems to be like an invention that has no purpose for people. And the two reasons why is because it consumes your time, and it affects your mental and physical ability to grow. The amount of TV watched in for the American per day is about 3 hours, which is by Michigan, studied by Michigan State. It's about 3 hours per day for a person. Obviously that adds up, that within a week that gives about 27 hours of watching TV, which is a combined total of a whole day, about a whole day. And takes away from your mental and physical growth. Well, this is more for children, and since a lot of them are being just plotted down in front of televisions to kind of have like a babysitter for them. This is by this is a quote by Arizona State. Early years are crucial in a child's development. The Academy is concerned about impact of television programming intended for children younger than 2 and how it could affect your child's development mentally. This was aimed more towards the illiteracy of kids, because they get used to just, I guess, watching television, not really reading or trying to see more words that they're not really comfortable with. And it affects children physically because, another quote by Arizona State, yes, TV is a public health issue in several different ways. First, kids get lots of information on health from TV. The ads don't give true or balanced information about healthy lifestyles and food choices. Watching lots of TV can lead to child obesity. Obviously, since if they're watching TV, it doesn't give them enough time to sort of go out and and play outside or read a book or anything. And my conclusion that there are inventions that are meaningless, but for me, this one seems to really have a purposeless one, and one that doesn't really have any meaning to the people that use them, and therefore it's not really needed. Thank you.
Eric, what did you think?
The attention grabber was kind of like the main purpose. I mean, I didn't really get it. I understood what you're going to with the TV, but I feel like if you could have talked about some pointless TV shows, you know, like the Honey Boo Boo Bear, or something that or like a channel where they just paint or something, talking about how it's pointless like that. I thought that would have gone nice with the way you were talking about. You were looking at the ground a lot, or the front row, and at the time there was like nobody at the front row, so there wasn't that much eye contact. You were saying a lot, like I wasn't counting, but a couple of times you were saying there wasn't a clear transition towards like the first and second point. I didn't hear like a good one. You would like come up with you had like enough amount of supporting details and you gave them out, but you would go, oh, and another quote. I'm sure if you would have had it more better organized, it would have sounded way better. And then the conclusion was okay. Like I like the conclusion. You know, if you would have like used the conclusion to like the intro, and then you could have gone from there, I think that would have helped you out a lot. But it was an overall okay presentation.
Okay. I kind of like the idea of the attention device, except that that's not really what your topic turns out to be about. It's not about that television has no purpose. It's that it has harmful consequences while people are using it, or that they over-rely on it, or that we're not learning from it. The idea that it has no purpose really seems to be a completely different issue, and one that I think you would have a much harder time developing proof on. Your argument is much more narrowly focused, and that is that television has a harmful consequence to us, either by wasting our time or limiting our ability to learn. In particular, on that second point, you're focusing on the impact that it has on kids, which I think is probably a good way to develop this argument. So your claim needs to be reconfigured to better fit what the supporting points of the argument are. The source material that you present, Arizona State is a university, but it doesn't tell me who at the university or what group or organization. This could be the child development department, it could be the athletic department, it could be the medical science center. I don't know. I'm sure that there's more to the source citation than just the name of the university, and it would be a good idea for you to be specific in citing that information. It's a little generic about the impact that it has on kids. There's a link to obesity at one point, but that comes very quickly, and it seems to ignore all the other things that contribute to similar sorts of problems. It's, if television has no purpose, then I would say the same thing about the internet has no purpose because kids waste their time on that. And computers have no purpose because those games waste their time on that. See, that's why I think that that's not the right way to say that claim, that it's not that it has no purpose, it's that its purpose or the way people pursue it is destructive in some way. I have to agree with Eric about a couple of the delivery issues. I thought it was strange because you're not really dependent on the notes, but you're still not looking at us. You have a tendency to just look down while you're speaking, and you want to engage with the audience, and at this point in the term, that should be second nature to you, just talking to people. We've given you several chances to do so, both formal and informal opportunities. You need to just take a deep breath and talk to us instead of, focusing so much on what you've got going on in your head. Sometimes just having a conversation with somebody is the way you need to look at the speaking process. All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate your going.